Hi, this is Kayla, just interrupting the episode before it starts from the Game Soup editing room, which this week is just my bedroom. And I'm letting you know that there is a slight audio issue this week because we've done a change to our recording setup. I messed something up, and it means occasionally you might hear like a weird sort of buzz behind Chloe sometimes. I've tried to reduce it and make it as unnoticeable as possible, and then I decided to disclose it. But I just thought I'd give a warning and some context for that, and it should all be fixed next week. Enjoy!
Welcome to Game Soup, the game design podcast where we throw ideas in a pot and see what's cooking. I'm Chloe Montgomery.
And I am Kayla Dice, and I was thinking about this. I was sorry. I almost like randomly went off on a complete tangent at like 30 seconds, having just said a sentence. And now I'm like, no, I need to get my shit together. I need to get on track. I'm in the kitchen. I'm not here to fuck around. Well, I'm here.
Okay. So I got a job this week.
Hell yeah!
Yeah. So we're recording late, so if the podcast's late, oops, lol. But yeah, I get money after the new year, so I'm not being paid yet, but...
Didn't know... I was about to say where you worked. I didn't know if you wanted that. I was just about... I didn't know if you were like on a bi-weekly pay or a monthly.
No, it's monthly. It sucks.
Monthly in general feels better, but the starting of it is annoying.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do not have a job, but Universal Credit have admitted, hey, it's weird we didn't acknowledge you, have to pay rent, have some money about that. Sorry. I released a game, though. That was cool.
Oh, I?
Yeah, Terminal came out yesterday.
Yeah. So that's Pirates.
Yes. Cyber Pirates.
I'm trying to under-explain it so that you can like go into explaining it.
Oh, okay.
But
yes, Terminal is the Matrix with pirates. It's a game about being a swashbuckling cyberpunk misfit action hero who plugs into a simulation to fight the robot authority, keeping humanity trapped. It's a exciting game of epic stakes that is in many ways kind of about feeling crazy and the people who wanted you to feel crazy. It's cool. I really like it. You have some writing in it that is not in the game currently, but will be sometime in the future before we go to print. At the moment, it's just out on itch. So if you back the Kickstarter, you should have got an update about that. If you didn't back the Kickstarter, though, you can give me money. Give me and also Gorman, guys, because we have a royalty split, but... yeah, I'll be accepting cold hard cash in exchange for...
cold hard pirates.
Yeah, hard pirates, yes, but not cold.
Hot hard
warm,
pirates.
Warm, hard pirates.
Yeah.
I feel now I've gone with the definition of warm of hard. I feel we've entered an area that was not intentional.
W.H. Arthur released a playbook for Molotov College that I did, so...
yeah, I think I saw that. That was cool.
Continuing my trend of making shapeshifters for every RPG ever.
One day you'll see a shapeshifter into tournament arc.
One of these days I'm just going to make like a book of like 30 different playbooks that are the same thing but for different games.
That's fun. I like that. Like, that's almost the opposite of system agnostic. It's like system hyper specialized.
Yeah. But it's like, nobody would buy that because it's like, oh, well, I want this, but then I'm not going to use the other 29 playbooks.
Yeah,
I only play Apocalypse World. I don't care about all this other shit, you know?
Yeah, I get what you mean. It would be fun.
It would be cool as like a, let's look at these systems. How can they be used to sort of examine the same idea?
I feel you could almost use it as like a teaching guide in some way.
Yeah.
I guess it could be probably not interesting as a game with the intention that you're mainly playing it, but maybe interesting as a sort of a little art zine almost.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Maybe you should do this. So what are we naming this? And that's our first soup done.
Bosh.
Dusted. We're on fire. Kayla's not
Well,
shown up
I
with a
mean-
weird and hard to understand energy that even she's scared by. We're actually all great.
I mean, I normally call them the Shapeshifter. Let's look at my itch, because I wrote one for interstitial on here.
It was
Can't remember what I called it.
Death for Molotov, right?
Yeah, it was the Death, because everything in that game is named after a tarot card.
After the Marcana.
The Marcana.
It's just the major arcana, but I just portmanteaued.
As opposed to the Marcana for the minor arcana.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, they're the min arcana.
Oh, sure, okay. Yeah, so the Shapeshifter in Interstitial was kind of like a low-key sort of spy Team Fortress 2. Like, you make disguises. And then the Death in Molotov College was which is very much a Umbrella Academy game. The Death in that was you can be anybody. So who are you really? Sort of character.
That's interesting.
So yeah, I think it would just be like Shapeshifter, and then like a little tagline explaining what the heck this book is.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like a tagline, like... This is the thing with taglines, my impulse is always to over-explain things, which sometimes is fun, but sometimes not. I was going to be like, Shapeshifter, an exploration of various independent tabletop role-playing game systems via the lens of a chimeric character.
It's not an essay title. I would just probably go like 30 Shapeshifters for 30 systems or something.
Yeah, that's actually fun. 30 forms
I'm saying
for
30.
30 folks.
It's the sequel.
Okay, yeah, we can put that down. We're going back to Dragonmeet, right? Was our plan.
Yeah, so I mean, the plan was with the attack podcasting that we did last week. We still have so many clips, and so we thought it'd be fun to just go back to do that.
Yeah, we banked Badger.
Yes, we banked Badger. I guess we'll play the clip for Badger here.
Well, live at Dragonmeet, introduce yourself.
Hello, my name's Eden. I'm a cast member on Pretending with Dice primarily, and also Penance RPG. And you can find us searching online for both of those.
He knows how to plug himself.
Oh yeah.
Can you give me a random word, please?
Badger.
Badger, thank you very much.
So yes, thank you to Eden from Pretending with Dice podcast for Badger. Right, so I've sent you some new clipperoonies.
Let's
Let's
see.
go from the top this time.
It's not an animal this time. So I'll click play on the last one you sent me.
Well, live at Dragonmeet, can you introduce yourself?
Yes, hello, my name is Iran. Hello.
And can you give me a random word?
Boop.
Boop, thank you very much.
Boop.
Boop.
Boop
from
and Badger. Boop and Badger.
Boop and Badger. I feel like I took the wheels a bit last week, so do you want to...
I feel... Part of me's like, oh, there's something interesting in the fact that, like, they can both be verbs. You can boop someone, of course, but you can also badger someone as well as badger being a noun.
Yeah.
So maybe this is a game about bothering people, an environment in which I thrive. Or boop is so hard because it's kind of just a sound rather than having a meaning otherwise.
Well, I mean, it's like booping is like poking somebody or pushing them.
Yeah. Let me see if there is any other kind of meaning here than just like, oh yeah, so a low-pitched beeping sound, I guess, is another thing. That sort of makes sense. Like, yeah, like beep, boop, beep, boop. So maybe this is about being a robot badger.
I don't even know what badgers do, you know.
They burrow, I
Big
believe.
moles.
A badger's like pricks.
I don't know, I like the one badger in Fantastic Mr. Fox.
That's it, I'm like, badgers are really cute, but are they actually, like, dickheads?
I think the badger in that film was like an estate agent.
It's an omnivore. Oh, they're kind of the same, like, family as otters, wolverines, ferrets and weasels.
Cool.
But that's not a natural taxonomy, and it's in fact just, I guess, a vibe-based family grouping.
Is that what the Wikipedia says? Vibe-based.
It said a polyphyletic rather than a natural taxonomic grouping. So it groups them when they look a bit similar, but doesn't include their most recent thing. And I guess it also means they have multiple relationships at once. Badgers.
That was so strained.
Everything. Oh, I feel. Maybe then the thing I associate boot with is all like, yeah, it's just like poking people, but it's also kind of like a sort of shy flirting. So maybe this is about being.
It's a badger dating sim.
Badger dating sim, yeah, is where I was.
You are a polyamorous badger. A polyphyletic badger.
Oh wow, getting evolutionary on it.
And I mean, poking people, I'm thinking like old Facebook poking. So it's like, it's the mid-noughties. You're trying to flirt with the local badgers on Face Badger. And...
Yeah, I feel this is maybe like a dating sim, but my mind is almost going like, oh yeah, maybe this is like dating when you are like around year 9, where that's never going to involve like, well, not for everyone, but it's probably not in this game going to involve ever doing anything. Is more just like about the awkwardness of people being like, do you want to be like girlfriend and girlfriend?
Like, we can hold hands at lunchtime, maybe?
Yeah. What, has there been a dating sim in TTRPGs? I feel like probably, but also...
Yeah.
Seems hard.
Yeah, I wouldn't want this to be like with other people, so I'm imagining like a choose-your-own-adventure sort of dating sim.
Yeah.
Like a Darkest Dungeon, but you're at a high school.
Darkest Dungeon at a high school. I don't know Darkest Dungeon well, but like...
So it's like the original pen and paper Choose Your Own Adventure by Ian Livingstone.
Ah.
That's why he's always at Dragonmeet. We brought it back.
That makes sense. I just knew it as the name of a game, like a video game. I didn't realise it was
oh, there you
an RPG.
go. Yeah, I mean, it's what Troika stole its system from.
Right. I think
Um,
Zach has not played it, but often people assume they have because I think there's like some similarity with Best Left Buried.
yeah, Alyssa really likes them. We have a bunch of the ones called Sorcery, because there was like a series of 4 that led into each other.
So yeah,
But yeah.
choose your own adventure dating sim game.
Turn to page whatever if you want to go talk to Badger.
Yeah, I guess there's like a series of events often. Like you maybe get like the school disco, but in Badger World.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't really date until I was like 21, so I may like I knew people who were doing this, but I actually have very little experience to run on here.
Okay, so it's a choose your own adventure book called Burrow High, and we have lots of cute illustrations of furry teenagers inside, and it's like it's near a little pond. Your goal is to, try to choose the correct path through the book so that you go on a date with somebody.
Yeah.
And then succeed at getting them to go with you to the school disco. But the dates are all awkward stuff, like going to the mall together.
Yeah, the mall, seeing a film.
Yeah.
Hanging out with a mutual friend who was third wheeling there awkwardly.
Yeah.
Did that a lot. I was the third wheel a lot.
Oh, damn. See, I'm sorry, but I did have dates in secondary school, so... Oops.
It's fine. I'm not hard done by not having done dating or stuff. I was just like, I was a weird.
It's fun because the girl that I dated is now a lesbian, so.
Oh, no wonder you were there.
Exactly. She knew.
Yeah, I was a weird outsider, so I didn't really date people. But also to some extent,
So
this
was
is me,
I,
like,
but like,
this is me kind of like eliding stuff where I'm like, oh, I guess that was sort of that, but not really, so I just don't count it.
well, I feel like we're getting into an awkward Kayla zone here, so.
That makes it sound like the awkward Kayla zone is an area we go to all of the time, or we used to.
Okay, let's make up some of the people that you can date in Burrow High. So, I think we're playing as a badger.
I feel then the rest of the animals are just rando animals that are in this vague thing. So we got otters, we got weasels, we got ferrets, we probably got foxes.
Yeah, I think the fox is like the bad kid.
Yeah, I think we get a rat. I'm very pro rat.
Of course. What's the rat's personality?
I think like for some reason I know you were like, oh, this is 2000s. I'm now imagining this rat is like a fucking greaser teen from the 50s, but with like a soft spot.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, was there a name for that sort of cool kid thing? Because like nowadays it's like roadmen, I guess, and back then it was greasers. So I think it's just sort of an anachronistic setting where we have greaser rats and emo skunks.
Yeah, I think, because like we're in a fucking Burrow. We don't need to assume that badger culture lined up with us. Emo skunks, yeah, I'm so on board with that. Weasel,
like a nerd otter.
I like the idea of a weasel being a jock.
But it turns out he's like only there to be cool. He's like kind of Weasley about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Badger
Burrow High, you said.
Burrow High.
I like it's also sort of a play on words. Are we locked on Burrow High, or do we need to figure out more?
Unless you've got a better name for it.
I quite like Burrow High. I like that it's also a sentence. You know, like you.
In that it has a verb and a direction.
Yeah. I like that fact of it. And also, I think sometimes it is fine to just be simple with this. Like, if I was making this game, which I don't think I would, because I don't have much experience in choose your own adventure other than like as a kid, so it's too distant for me to remember. I need to be reading or whatever. But I think I probably would end up calling it something like Burrow High, because I'm like, yeah, that gets across. It's like weird animals, young teenager setting, and then it, like, you know, and then like the fucking tagline would just be a choose your own adventure dating sim.
Yeah.
Sick.
Although I think choose your own adventure is actually trademarked.
Oh yeah, it would not be that,
because
like I'd go to jail.
I think every new book that isn't officially a choose your own adventure series has to be like a choose your path adventure book sort of shit.
Yeah, it would be a choose your path, a pick your own adventure dating sim or whatever.
Yeah,
I would not get sued. I'm so ready to not be sued ever. Actually, no, the thing that would get me totally sued on stuff is like Swamp Creature has a bunch of quotes from songs, which is like
I think you can get away with quotes from songs as long as it's like referential.
You actually do need like big licenses or stuff.
That's stupid.
Yeah, I mean, probably what would happen if it ever played out is they would say, like, here's a cease and desist, because you've used our song. And to be honest, in most cases, I'm like, I don't necessarily think anyone would pay attention. I'd take it down off itch and say I'd destroy the physicals, but wouldn't actually do it and keep selling them.
Yeah. What, they're going to do a convention?
Yeah. I'm just like, no, I did a reprint without all the quotes.
Yeah.
But also a lot of them Mountain Goats quotes, and they were like, we don't give a shit.
Mountain Goats are cool. I remember when 1989 came out, the Taylor Swift album, she tried to trademark the line, like, Band-Aids don't fix bullet holes. And then never made any merch with it or anything. It's so silly.
That's weird. Because, yeah, in my mind, I'm like, I guess you trademark it because of rando merch stuff, which I'm like, I get it, makes sense. Trademark's weird and not great, but I get the logic. But yeah, strange to not. Are you a Taylor Swift fan?
I mean, I liked 1989 when it came out, and I have Midnights in my car, but I don't keep up with her.
Fair. I was just like, I could see you either being a Taylor Swift fan or a Taylor Swift hater.
You know who is a Swiftie? Alyssa's dad.
Sorry, what?
Last Christmas, when we were at Alyssa's house, like Alyssa's parents' house where she grew up, after her mum went to bed, her dad like played through the video for Antihero and kept pausing it like it was a school presentation. And like, so if you look at this bit, it's like about how this scene is whatever, and it's like, okay,
I love that.
I don't. What? Why are you telling us this?
Oh man, I love that this isn't even, oh, he's big into Taylor Swift. It's like, yeah, no, he's a Swiftie who analyzes videos.
Yeah,
That's
like,
so great. Everything
shout
I
out to
learned about
Alyssa's dad.
Alyssa's
He's
dad,
a sound
I'm like,
lad.
what a guy.
Yeah. No, he's sound.
I'm ready to move on to our next ingredient.
Yeah, me too. So,
Well, live at Dragonmeet. Introduce yourself.
I'm Josh Fox from Black Armada Games.
Can you give me a random word, please?
Sausage.
Sausage. Thank you very much.
Sausage, once again, it was close to 6. People
Yeah.
wanted to eat.
this is Josh Fox. He was on my stand.
Yeah, because you were together.
Yeah. No, Josh is canny, and frankly, I wouldn't be at Dragonmeet without Josh's help. So,
Yeah, how many conventions have you done with UK Indie League now?
well, we've been going to Dragonmeet 3 years now, and then we also did UKGE this year. So, well, yeah, no. Indie League's been going for ages now. Before we were in it, they were. See, it's funny because they were trying to like expand right before the pandemic, so
Ooh,
yeah,
great
kind
timing
of got
for expansion.
messed
Everything
up.
I've heard. Did I ever
but-
tell you about the wrestling show? The like what should have been the last wrestling show I did that got cancelled right before the
No.
pandemic? Because we had to have a fucking meeting about it, like, because it was like maybe it was mid-February where we were like, so we currently are allowed to run this show. We maybe shouldn't. I mean, we looked at what was like the current was, and we're like, we don't think anyone would necessarily get hurt. They would have got hurt, but like what people were saying at that time was like, oh, it would probably be fine, but also it might be a bad look, and also we might get like sales wrong. And in retrospect, it's good we didn't do it because like, yes, it would have actually been bad. But also it's an annoying thing with loads of stuff where it's like, well, if we cancel, we lose the deposit. Whereas if we maybe gamble on there being a lockdown and there being a forced cancellation, we won't do it. In the end, we took the hit on it, and that was, and I never wrestled again. I was booked to win.
Damn.
Cut
We're
down.
gonna
my
have
pride.
to do some wrestling thing with tabletop nerds.
Oh, what? As in like fight 'em, like real wrestling.
Yeah,
I
coming this UKGE. It's the. I can't think of anything to do with fighting. I've never watched wrestling.
I shouldn't wrestle every now and then I'm always like, oh, what if I went back to it? And then I'm like, yeah, yesterday I tried to get out of bed and collapsed because my legs couldn't hold me up anymore.
I think you get to keep your cane as a gimmick.
Oh, I'd love to. No, I shouldn't. I'm going to play the next thing before I feel the siren song of violence.
Well, live at Dragonmeet. Introduce yourself.
I'm Jodie from Jodie's Dice Farm, and we've just wrapped up, and I wish we were coming back tomorrow.
Can you give me a random word?
Sausage.
We've actually already had sausage.
Oh, come on. I am blanking. Right,
Blank.
words. Blank. Yeah.
That'll do. Blank will do. Thank you very much.
Blank and sausage.
I mean, these guys were like right next to our stall. It's wild that we had sausage so close to each other.
Did someone pass your stall like eating a sausage and that's what resulted
No.
in this? Blank is a really interesting word.
Yeah. Do you have any ideas for this?
I mean, my gut is going like, the thing everyone says about sausage is you don't want to know how they're made. But also they're full of stuff. Whereas blank is about absence.
It's a sausage with nothing in it.
Yeah, or is it about unmaking something? Or blanking something, because you can blank a person.
Yeah. And not a sausage is a saying.
Oh yeah, when you don't have a sausage, and then you can be blanking on a concept. I'm not thinking of other things relating to sausage.
That's okay, go ahead.
What else could sausage mean other than meat or dicks?
Yeah, I was going to say penis.
Yeah, do we go with this being about peni?
I would rather not.
This one is really difficult. What's the etymology of sausage?
Oh, for goodness sake.
You're like, oh, it's bad. Kayla's gone to the etymology. Oh, it comes from seasoned with salt.
That's strange.
Yeah, it makes sense, because I feel they're not the most sort of salty.
But like everything's seasoned with salt, guys. Try again with a name.
It comes from like a French word and was then borrowed and then applied and mixed and matched. For some reason, my mind just went to the horrible thing. It's a game about waking up in a yesterday scenario where sausages never existed.
Okay. And so you've got to try to create sausages in this new world without sausages.
Or maybe we
You're
expand
desperate
it,
for
and
your
maybe
full
this
English.
This is going very wide and loose with how much we fit with the word. But I'm like, okay, blank. It's about a yesterday scenario where a food disappears, and you're picking that and deciding. This is, I guess, also like maybe it's more in the realm of like. This almost feels more like a thought experiment, where it's like, yeah, if you wake up in a world and sausage doesn't exist, can you do anything about that? Because I'm like, I don't know how to make sausage. Like,
yeah, I've seen them make it on TV, but I don't know how to do it.
If I wake up in a world and sausage doesn't exist, sausage is gone. I'm not going to be able to fix that. I mean, I don't really care about it as like someone who has never eaten a meat. Actually, no, because I assume if regular sausage goes, that means they're also taking the Linda McCartney sausages off the table.
Exactly.
As well.
Crisis.
Ooh, that would be bad for me. Maybe this is just a game where you are always yourself, and it's just figuring out what yesterday scenarios you can.
Yeah, it's just called sausage.
Yeah, because the first one is sausage, and then it's also about people pitching them at you.
Yeah, it's a little party game.
Yeah,
or something you play in the car.
Yeah, I think this is like it's on cards.
Yeah, you get a big list of things. Could you figure out how to remake sausages?
Yes. And I guess some of these are more like exact yesterday scenarios where it's like, oh yes, you wake up and no one has ever heard of sausages and sausages don't exist. Or like, blank word. Others are like, you wake up and like almost a flip of it, like this has replaced every other thing of a similar size or scope. Yeah, it's a sort of thought experiment party game.
Yeah.
What do we name this? Did you just say
sausage?
Call it sausage?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just trying to work out, like, I know how they make sausage is like they have the sort of casing that they then tube meat stuff into, and then they tie it off. But I guess, like, I don't know how to make the machine that they do that with.
I also don't
guess
know
I
what
would
the casing
use...
is made of.
Yeah, I don't know what the casing's made of.
What do you think there's any foods that if they disappeared, you could be a person to remake them? I think if cake disappeared, I could remake cake.
I could figure it out.
I don't think, I mean, like, a lot would be lost, because, like, more complicated shit probably goes. But, like, the basics, I could reinvent Victoria Sponge. We'd call it Kayla Sponge. I'm on board with that. But if butter disappeared...
Fucked. Yeah.
I mean, like, that's the thing where I'm like, I could give it a crack, but there's a good chance I kill us all doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, I think there's churning involved, but then you'd have to, like, create the churning device, I guess.
Yeah, also, like, anything with dairy, like, because we did this because we made fucking yogurt as a science thing.
Yeah.
In, like, I don't know, year 9 or 10 or whatever. But,
That's
like,
cool.
I know it's the whole thing of, yeah, it's full of bacteria and you need to do something about that. And I'm like, I don't exactly know how the making sure it's not full of horrible bacteria bit happens. And I think that's the bit I'd fuck up and I'd go, like, this is me, you know, getting arrested for having tried to invent butter and killed, like, hundreds of people.
Yeah. You didn't pasteurize your milk.
Pasteurizing, that's the thing. We don't know.
Exactly. Like Louis Pasteur, he invented vaccines.
I feel like another scenario on this. No, Jenna did that, but I think figured something out. But another scenario is like, you are sent into the past. What item can you recreate to impress people?
This is just a Reddit thread now, hon.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, I feel that's what we
the
sort of
second
invented with this game. It is just like, it's an interesting game where if someone said, I've bought this game, I'd read through it, my gut reaction would be like, I feel like you didn't need the game for this. I feel like you could have just posed this as a conversation. I'm like, fair enough for the people who made that, but I'm like, I don't necessarily know why you would have spent the money on this.
It's cute.
It is cute.
I saw it in Marks and Spencer's.
Yeah, this is the game that gets us into W.H. Smith.
I mean, that sounds good to me.
Yeah, no, I'm on board with that. Let's get that penetration.
Thank you for listening to Game Soup.
Oh, come on, don't leave me on there!